Welcome back to the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die.
Not bad.
Nice, 17.
No.
Okay.
2.
I did better.
I did worse.
I got better.
When last we left off, our party was restoring.
You're restoring.
When last we left off, our party was resting within the sanctuary of the murdered and missing wine-tailed langurs. Evidence of the attack showed that the purpose was clearly abduction. Trinkets and coin were left behind, along with what Ayla interpreted as a threatening message against her Hallowmoon clan. The clan symbol stabbed with a dagger in the trunk of a tree. Ceremonial burial of the monkeys was followed by the decision to stay within the confines of the sanctuary, hope that whatever magic was left in the space would protect you from the dangers outside. Conversations came more naturally after revelations from your tracker companion gave you all titles, a destiny of sorts, and allowed for better bonding. So we start on the morning of the 9th of Glee, as you, Kethra and Kai, finish your final watch, and the rest of you.
It was me.
Oh yeah,
Not
Eldon.
him, he's sleeping.
Kethra and Eldon, and Theratrix, and Nyx. Finish your final watch, and the rest of the group awakens. Just the bare minimum of a hint of the sun's coming through the canopy up above. What are you doing? What have you decided, or do you still need to discuss?
I think we'll follow the trail. See where it leads.
Yeah, I'm assuming we were all informed about the thud and slapping and the sloshing.
Squelching.
Squelching, that's the word I was looking for. Right, because I was on your watch, right?
Yeah.
Cryon.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Just imagine the sound of like a water shoe. Just like.
Ugh.
Yeah, Cryon definitely would have been, along with Kai, filled you in on the unusual sounds of the evening.
No. Well, cautiously we go then. To where? I have no idea.
So you are following the trail north towards the Wailing Coast, is what you've decided. Okay. You gather up your belongings, kind of taking one last look around this space. You've cleaned it up a little bit, just kind of naturally with your searching and then, the internment of the bodies and just the respectful air of the place, but you just turn and take one final look, and you can't help but kind of fill in the gaps of like what this place must have been like when they were alive and running through and living their guardian lives, whatever that meant, whatever magic they used to perform here or elsewhere on the island. And then kind of thinking too about what must have happened. Just the switch from that peaceful, joyful, happy sanctuary to probably only minutes that it took for it all to be torn apart. And as the last of you let the vines and the greenery that covers up the space.
Right before we go, I had mentioned I was going to pick up some of those broken arrowheads. Can I actually pick up some of the broken arrow fletchings too? The other side?
Yep.
Just in case we find anybody are they distinctive at all? Color,
kind of.
I was hoping to have like a murder mystery. Like that guy over there, his arrows match what I found.
Kai was
I
gonna
got
attune
dicks.
to the glowing orb.
Okay. This globe, as you attune to it, you discover it is a mote of light. It, similar to a drift globe, it will shed light, as I mentioned, in a 30-foot diameter radius. Sorry. And, I guess 60-foot diameter, but 30 of it is bright light, another 30 is dim. When you attune to it, it will follow you. So you can let it go, and it will follow you within 15 feet. Hold on, pulling it up. I have to get more specific about the feet. And it will follow whoever it's attuned to, and it will match your speed. And it can be commanded to move up to 30 feet away as a free action. You can command it to move. It can't be destroyed, except by ways that destroy magic. It's almost invisible in bright day, so, it's bright light, but if it's daytime out, it's like having a flashlight on, sort of. And once per day, the mote can be commanded to let off much more light, blinding any creature within 15 feet that fails a Constitution saving throw. It briefly throws off this light, and it's a 120-foot radius of bright light and then dim light for another 120 feet. So if you let it go, it's going to light up like a very wide space, but within 15 feet of that of the moat, anything within 15 feet of it has to make a save or become blinded for 1 minute.
Brighter than 1,000 suns.
And that is a once a day. And after, if you do that, it then becomes weakened for the entirety of the day, and will only shed light within a 10-foot radius until dawn.
So I'm assuming attuning rules are the same. Nothing's changed with them.
Still only 3 slots.
No, I mean the time period to attune to something has not changed.
It's
or
kind of
kinda going through
wishy-washy.
hoops I just know you've added different house rules. I didn't know if there was an adjustment to attunement.
No, I mean, it's you just gotta spend time with it. Sometimes the rule, I think the official rule is a short rest, but sometimes it's if you're with something for an hour, 30 minutes, I don't know. It's wishy-washy. It's
Whatever she feels like.
Yeah, you can become unattuned to something, and then you can't just pick it up and use it again. In this case, the moat will, if you're unattuned to the moat, you can still use it. It will not follow you. You can't do the light thing. You can't command it to do that kind of stuff, but you can have it, and it will stay in one spot and shed light. But you have to become attuned to it to command it. All right. So as you exit the sanctuary and head out, Cryon does continue to lead you, although seemingly with a little bit less confidence, we'll say. This isn't, going to the Wailing Coast is not a thing that people typically do. Even the name of it is very, you're used to Joy Run and, happiness everywhere, laughter and joy and smiling, and the Laughing Rise is, laughing upon everyone, and then there's the Wailing Coast, and it's there are some areas you would know, really Mosswick and Beechmere, which are down, Beechmere is to the south, Mosswick to the east. That's where people settled, because that's where you can really access the island. The Laughing Rise on the west side is rocky and dangerous, and the mountain is right up against the water. And then all along the sides of the north and south for quite some time is just sheer cliff faces. And Beachmere, closer to Summerland, and Mosswick are the safest places. People don't try the other areas. And the northern side is very rough waters. Beachmere's on the south because it's a little bit gentler down there. So people just don't typically go this way. Not that people are going in the jungle very often. Anyway. So, as you continue, I am going to have somebody roll me. I think it was a D6 or 8. Hold on. D8.
Which way did we go last time?
So, I think last time we
D8.
did a star.
D8.
Did we do a star pattern last time?
I don't remember.
5.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll me a D6. Or someone. Whoever.
I'll run it. I wanna. So, 2.
Okay.
We just killed everybody.
So you head out into the northern direction of Yumari Island. It is...
Don't do that.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna look at any of you. It is a lot buggier up this way. You all start to notice a lot more like mosquitoes, and like they've been around, but not as annoying as they're getting right now. So you're just kind of all like, Cryon's tail's flicking them away. I assume Ayla's tail is also.
Do we still have that? I think it was a candle that was given to us. The little trinkets.
Oh, yeah.
We have a candle of bug repellent?
We
do.
did.
We have
We
a
had a
citronella
candle that
candle.
repelled bugs. Who has it, though?
I don't remember
Let me see.
having that in my notes.
Is that the candle you gave me?
No, it was a candle that we got. That was
Candlestick. I
No.
guess I have it.
that was in the
A
drawer.
candle repels insects up to 30 feet. I'm glad you know what I have. All right. I'm going to pull that out and be like, hey, I have this. This candle is supposed to repel bugs. Anyone care to light it? Kethra, you're good at that. You're good at that.
Never mind.
All right.
Snaps his fingers. She's got this giant
You
ball
You got a
of
fireball
flame.
ready to go.
It's like, maybe that's overkill, but okay.
Not for this amount of bugs. Send it off into the jungle.
Okay. I'm going to hold it.
Okay. So you kind of block there isn't really a breeze today. It's actually a little bit warmer than it has even been. And so you're blocking it as you're walking.
Remember the mosquitoes from Jumanji?
No, they're like
those
this-
giant ones?
yeah.
Trying to crack the glass of the windshields.
Well, how about the ones from the mist?
There's just a lot of, so all that buzzing, there's just like so much all the little mosquitoes like, like it's almost like you ended up walking through this area, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's happened to me and it was horrible. So many of them, like at first you light your candle because you're like choking on them. There's so many as you're going through. They just start like flying in. There's like the little baby ones that like don't give a shit.
Gnats.
No, mosquitoes.
Oh, Jesus. All of them
It's
suck.
like death.
Black flies, like they end up in your eye, and like you're like, I know you're in there. Where did you go?
Right.
It's like
It's part of your brain.
they roll back into there somewhere.
And all you can hear is just like all this buzzing all around you. And
So is it a magical like field, or is it just basically a citronella candles type thing?
it
It says 30 feet.
But like, is it like, can we see like a dome of bugs?
you can't see a dome.
No, I don't. I mean like the limit of where the bugs
like
are.
the bugs are. You
Like, they can't
see
get-
that the bugs like they are. It is almost like there is a force field around you.
Nice.
They're like they keep coming at you, but then they're not bumping up against anything per se. They're just stopping.
I guess we don't have to roll familiarity right now. Then.
Yeah, you just hear all of this buzzing all around you, and it can't quite like permeate where you all are. You're kind of huddled all together, pretty close as a result. And then the buzzing gets louder, 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 and more familiar.
Wait, the buzzing?
Buzzing. And you realize that this buzzing is not. And you all kind of stop at the same time, holding the candle. And this buzzing is not the mosquitoes. You all just kind of turn and look, and from two directions, from either side, you look off into the jungle and you begin to see the flop. And another from another side, that familiar, like, jerky flying and the buzz, and then the flopping down, and then coming up. And on two sides, you see 2, for a total of 4, of the Garden of Eyes approaching your party.
Can we run? Can we run through the
I
jungle?
can. But I need... Well, what are you doing?
Run!
Should we try to run?
First instinct is haul
How
ass. That's
fast
first
are
Yeah,
they
let's
instinct.
see
move?
if we can run.
Are they slow? Do they shamble? Do they run?
They do a very strange...
Do they gallop?
like shamble fly. But you haven't ever really watched...
We haven't seen them out in the open.
You haven't seen them...
That sounds like a name, Shamble Fly. This just sounds.
Hey, no idea. So you don't really know. Are you going to run?
I think it's worth a try.
Yeah, sure.
Perhaps we can outrun them. Find
Okay.
cover, hide from them. We do not need to fight every goddamn abomination
They
we
are...
encounter.
We can try and hit them on the run.
Okay. So, with that, I'm going to have you all roll initiative.
But we're running.
Where is my one?
Yeah, I'm not getting through.
I'm not exhausted anymore.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Trust me, I was that last campaign.
That's what you say.
Trust me, it'll be okay.
By the time
Did
you
you hit
see
sig-
them,
double
they're
digits this time?
probably about between all of the stuff. I'm gonna say probably 25 feet away. Where's my pen? There it is. All right. Let's see.
Hold on, there's too many.
It's too many.
It's Caleb.
Oh, there's a Vidania there.
All right. 5 or less, I guess. Just in case. Any negatives. All right, 5 to 10.
8.
8.
What's your dex?
2 plus 2, so 6 plus 2.
Mine is also +2.
Okay. You want rollies?
Rollies. 17.
15.
All right. So we got
Still
Iolite
Valiant effort.
and Kethra. All right. 10 and above. 10 to 15. Oh, 15 plus.
16.
18.
21.
Whoa.
Ayla.
I hope you're closer to whatever it is. No offense.
We're all running anyway, so it's all. How far away are they?
About 25 feet coming from either side. Like, I would say one side is 25 feet, the other is about 20.
Fuck. If we move too far away, they don't have a chance to.
All right, Eldon.
So they're behind us.
They're like, if you're running, they are off to the side. I will say you're not running through a path, you all. So like,
The difficult terrain.
it's gonna be, I'm gonna say you can move, what's everybody's speed? 30,
30.
30,
35.
35. So mine is 10 feet. Like it's not quite half, but you're cutting, like you're pushing, you're cutting, you know.
Well, that's okay though, because that should be that. They have that too. Then if it affects us.
I have something for difficult terrain.
Stone and earth, you can ignore if it's stone and earth. This is
Oh,
more,
but this is like jungle.
this is jungle, yeah.
Okay.
He'll take a shot at the nearest one,
Okay.
whichever it is, and he'll send Theratrix to go attack it as well. So, I forgot how to fucking play. I already have. Actually, no, I'm not gonna send Theratrix yet. I'm gonna hit one with bonus. Nope, I will. Never mind. I'm just gonna roll. That's a fucking fucking 20.
Nat 20?
Yeah,
Woo,
that's
right,
the second
that
nat 20 I've
hits.
got. I should have cast Hunter's Mark on it, shouldn't I have? That's okay. D8, but I get to roll that twice. I'll use his Theratrix's reaction to give it fire, which is a D6. Yes. Okay. Do I roll? Since I critted with his reaction, do I roll that twice too? Or no?
The
It's damage. It's damage that I added, but I don't know.
That's tricky because it's his reaction on your thing.
Mhm.
Let's say sure.
Oh.
I'll look it up to see if there's an official ruling, but
4 and 3, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10.
okay.
So plus 5 for 15. Plus 3 for, plus 3. 18 points of damage. And we're moving what, this way?
You're moving forward, yeah.
I just don't want anybody else to get locked behind.
I'm not really
I know,
paying
but
attention
it's
to
for
those.
my own. We'll go that way.
So he's staying with you.
I'll send him actually to hang out with Iolite. Where's Iolite? This way. He's gonna hover by her.
I'm like, who are you?
He's gonna hover. Till. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, Kai.
So they're about 25 feet away, and you said there's 2 on each side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what Kai will do is whichever one is closest, he'll Hexblade Curse,
Okay.
and he will fire an Eldritch Blast. It's 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
For 3 points of force damage.
Okay.
It's always so disappointing. Just like, oh, Eldritch Blast, it's such a huge move. It feels like it's Eldritch, it's a blast, and it's like, and I rolled 2 damage on that thing.
And Kai will wait for Kethra and Ayla to move before he moves, so that he's trying to get in between the monsters and them.
Okay. All right. Next up, we've got Ayla.
I'm going to move my 20 feet, and then I'm going to cast Mage Hand, and I'm going to have it grab a tree branch and pull it back and hold it, and then when one of these things get close, it's gonna let go and smack it in his eyes.
Okay.
Dude, you're gonna turn these things into Team Rocket. Blast it off again!
All right.
So as soon as it gets within 30 feet of me,
Okay.
it'll let go, and
I like that. That's nice.
Are you gonna run, or are you guys?
I already
you
ran.
Okay. Okay.
I ran and I turned around and cast the hand.
No, it's cool. I like that. It's imaginative.
Okay.
I was gonna try to trip it somehow, but you said they were shamble flying.
What they do is they kind of crawl forward a little bit that you can see. They fly they like hover, their wings, like you can't even see them when they're going, you can just hear the buzzing, and then they go forward and then they fall to the ground like in a heap and then like get back up and do it all over again. They can't hold themselves with the mangled kind of moth butterfly wings that they have. It's really difficult to determine how they're gonna move because they're so.
They're insect-like, right?
Yeah, they are.
Does the candle work on them?
Throw the candle!
Ayla just stands
And I'll
over
just like
the
lose my
candle.
candle.
If
They just look at it, they're like,
They're already like 25 feet, so they're already within the 30 foot.
This would be great.
they're
It
not
would be nice if it
mosquitoes, though.
worked.
They're flies.
They're
You
like
can't
the-
wear mosquito repellent and repel flies.
Well, no.
It said insects.
They're the new.
Yeah.
They're like the new mosquitoes because remember how Skin So Soft used to work when we were kids.
Yeah, now
and
it
they
doesn't.
evolved. These ones are the new mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, the next generation.
It is Cryon who is up, so he sees you all. Like you're kind of running, but not entirely running. So, and you yelled out like "run," and there seems to be hesitation. So he turns to all of you and just yells "run!"
That's
Like-
what they said.
If you're gonna run,
That is
run.
what I am doing.
And he is going to. You begin to hear him, like he yells "run," and then like as he finishes screaming that word at all of you, he turns and like holds his ground, and then he begins to mutter these very unusual sounding words that you can you recognize the language as being infernal, but you can't quite understand what he's saying, and you're running away from him.
Would Kai be
He's got a
able
bad
to?
accent.
Because he's closer. Kai speaks infernal.
No, it's like jumbled, adjacent to.
Deep south infernal.
And you see him. He like puts his hands out in two directions, and you see breaking through out of the ground these creatures that at first it looks as though they might be like undead zombies. They just like reach up out of the ground, right in front of the four horrors that are coming your way, and they pull out, and they've got these like mangled teeth, bald heads, and just tear their way out. But you can almost see this like glow coming from the ground. Those of you who get a chance to look back, that they are pushing aside, and these four demon-ish, disgusting looking creatures, fiends, come out of the ground. I'll show you what they look like.
Ooh.
Ew.
And
That's the ship character from Dogma.
they are small, not as big as you. They're like about the size of maybe like a halfling as they start crawling their way out of the ground, and you can see Cryon is just like muttering this incantation. And when he's done, they've come up out of the ground, and it just yells at all of you like, "Run!" And that is going to. They're still about 25-ish, 20 feet away. So he's just gonna stand where he is at the moment, but is like very adamant that you go.
Because they're going to attack us too.
And that is his turn. It is now the Garden of Eyes. So with these creatures that appear right in front of them, these evil-looking demon-type creatures, they are each of them going to attack each percentage of those. I'm not actually going to roll percentages. So we're going to skip because they're not attacking you all. I'll do some rolls over here. It is Iolite.
I am. Is our movement shorter?
Yeah, you're going
That's
20
10.
feet. It's not quite half, but
I'm gonna be a big old coward and just double my movement.
okay.
That's my action.
It's a dash.
You're
I'm
just,
gonna
you're
dash.
just gonna run. Okay.
My advantage.
So you guys are running and like cutting through.
So long, suckers.
We're running, and she's just like, it's like a Forrest Gump. She's just right past us.
And then I started running.
I will say if you, so you're using your action to dash. If you use your bonus action to like try to clear away, it will be easier for the folks.
Oh
behind
yeah,
you.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right. It is. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Kethra.
Okay.
The dragon's like, we will be friends. And she's like,
He would have done his job.
Alright, so in order to haul ass as fast as possible, and if anybody would like to jump on, you're welcome to. I'm going to wild shape into a warhorse.
Nice.
Okay.
War horse.
It's to haul ass. So if anybody needs a little slower, wants to jump on, you're more than welcome to.
if I was there
I
not
like
with
jump
only
on, girl.
25
Jump
speed,
on, it's
then I
good.
would've.
So you are gonna like crash through and beyond. I'm just gonna pull up Warhorse here. So Kethra lets out a mighty neigh as she transforms into a large equine creature here, and you have 60 feet, so I'm gonna say you just go down to like 40. So you
guys are both bulldozing the whole
Yeah.
trail.
Fuck out of here.
I will. Did you use your bonus action?
Me?
Yeah.
I did, yes.
Okay. So Kethra transforms in front. A reaction is like too quick of a thing for me to give it to you, but
Can you just like grab on? Just get tracked.
That'd be his bonus action.
I was
instead
gonna
of
say
hopping
it
on-
would be a bonus action to like turn and like grab onto her. So I'm just trying to figure out. Are you hauling ass right out, like you're turning into it and going, or are you gonna?
Just like
I'm
touching
doing
the
a
side
quite
and somehow
a little
flip it
pause
up
and kind of
into-
wait to see if anybody is able to jump on, and then
Okay.
if nobody does, after I'm just gonna haul ass.
All right. So we'll say. All right, we're gonna say these creatures are engaged with these demon creatures that Cryon is also like backing up in a way. You watch as one of the demon creatures, like it just kind of starts tearing into the garden, one of the Garden of Eyes, the closest one, the one that you had already hurt a little bit, and then like it falls to the ground and it kind of jumps on top of it, this little demon, and just starts like tearing it apart. While the others are all like fighting against it, Cryon is like, we have to go. So if you wait, who wants to jump onto the Warhorse? I mean, Warhorse can probably carry like, strength is, with all your stuff, probably like 3 of you. Maybe.
Fuck it, I'll grab on as she's running by.
Okay.
Safe horse, ride a druid. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
As you're so we'll go into as you're running away. Who's on Kethra? One.
I would probably get on
Okay.
too.
I mean, if she's gonna pause for a moment, Kai will
Okay.
grab on and try and throw his leg. over
Sorry,
the-
Eldon.
Sorry, Eldon. I ran out of room.
It's okay.
Just
Pick
hoofing
me
it.
up, little dragon.
He couldn't anyways with his bow. It wouldn't be effective. That's why I didn't.
Oh.
Oh, you need to take like the mounted combat feat.
Well, no, I could fire off that, but how realistically with 3 people,
Are you gonna fire
Do
up?
you really think Eldon wants her to be sitting in front of him anyways? She's like, I know this is life or death, I'm sorry. This never happens.
All right,
Your
so
hair smells good.
the warhorse is
That
gonna
is
go.
not my quiver.
The warhorse is gonna go first because you are bigger than everyone else. You see Cryon kind of runs up to you and says, "We'll let the horse trample a way through." And you see that him then he pulls at something that's in his pocket, and then he whispers something and flies up into the air.
He's
He's
full of
just like,
surprise.
Sweet.
Take me with you.
It's just Eldon.
But he kind of flies and is like hacking like in front of, using his ability to be higher up to help, because you just got to trample as you're going. So all of you are kind of hacking and slashing as you're going through, which makes you without the ability to have space on that horse much easier to run through and past. And you just kind of continue to hear this fighting. Let me roll again. Off in the distance as you keep going.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I had to breathe and it popped out. Sorry.
And Cryon explains, he says, those demons will attack whatever they see. So we must get as far away as we can.
Eldon would definitely, obviously, call Theratrix back to him.
My mage hand has disappeared at this point since it's more than 30 feet away from me.
Oh man, I really
So-
wanted that to happen.
Just,
Yeah.
the branch just goes, like it disappears and the branch goes.
Oh yeah, it does anyway, doesn't it? Yeah.
But there's nothing there to hit.
You gotta try that again when we can see it.
Yeah, as you're running. I'm just gonna see. He is going to hold on to this for as long as he can. So you all just continue on running through the jungle. Somebody roll me a D100.
Yes, I
Wait, everyone
Julie
kind of looks
wasn't
at
there last
Adam
time.
like.
He's not gonna roll a one again. You should do
Yeah,
it.
that's actually a pretty good point. It's the chance of him doing the one again is pretty good.
That's a 100.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That can be good or very bad.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So we've rolled a 1 and a 100.
Wow.
We've
Yeah.
come full circle.
So you continue on. Eventually, the sound of whatever is going on behind you fades. Cryon kind of takes you off, veers you off a little bit instead of just beelining it in a straight line. You like take off on a to the side, and
So am I just walking behind the horse at this point?
You're running behind. the
you're
horse.
running. Yeah, you're running. I mean, the horses can only be so fast as they're like cutting through and trampling through some areas. You can stop, you jump over logs and everything, but you're basically just making as much headway between the two groups. About 15-ish minutes pass of you just kind of running, and eventually Cryon halts the war horse, just like gets in front of you,
Is he
and
still like floating?
he let me see.
Flies in front.
No, it only his fly only lasts about 10 minutes, but he uses as much as he can to like hack away. And eventually 15, 20 or so minutes after you started, he slows you all down. And you take a moment just to kind of rest, and you see him, he like kind of takes a deep breath and like lets out a sigh, and he says, I have dismissed the creatures. Whatever the outcome.
I think we may have, or at the very least, got a head start.
So we veered off the path that we were on before.
There isn't really a path. You just didn't continue
that
going
blood,
straight.
That like blood. Oh, so we lost the blood trail completely.
There, after you left
Oh.
the jungle,
Okay.
or after you left the sanctuary, there really wasn't.
Okay.
You're kind of going off of the closest place besides whoever it was. If they left from the north, and there really wasn't any sign that they came in from any other direction, you would have to go to Mosswick or to the south for any other area. So, although perhaps stupid, the most obvious path of least resistance would be coming from the place no one ever dares to go through.
We're not stupid. The people who came there were. We're smart.
So you
Like how the sounds of the jungle come back. It's like when there's like a predator that goes quiet, and then it's like back. Then the juvenile T-Rex attacks and reaches.
So at this point, though, Cryon says we should rest in, I'd say, another hour or so. Put more distance, and then.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So you continue on. Roll another d6. Anybody?
My turn,
8.
right?
Sorry, d8.
D8. That's a 4.
As you're walking along, trying to find an area where you can, take a rest, you eventually come to just a very small stream that cuts across your path, maybe 15 feet across. It's a lazy-ish stream. It's kind of trickling along. Again, fairly wide, but not a rushing river like when you had to cross the Bana River.
I'm gonna refill my water pouch.
Okay.
It's
So
hot. We've been running.
yeah, Cryon goes over and just like washes his face a little bit and shakes his mane. And then says, "All right, let's cross." And he begins to wade out into the stream.
Are we still riding you?
I guess.
Kind of splashing
How big
along.
is it?
Yeah.
15 feet across.
How deep?
As you watch, Cryon goes in. It ends up going to like about his waist.
Eldon will just, I suppose, just walk across while
You guys ride all fancy.
Yeah, I just slide to the side and just, like fill the water as we pass.
Oh, I thought you were saying you slide like when a lady rides a horse and they ride it like this.
Saddle.
So, like with their hands like
Well,
this.
Isla wears a dress, so I would assume she's riding side saddle.
Me as a horse gonna grab some water. Throw a spigot right back at you guys.
Things not being a woman, I don't think about as playing as a woman.
So they're on the side saddle.
I don't get any leeches, do I?
Leeches.
Roll a d8 for how many legions you got.
No one promised to check the horse weight.
Did you read my notes? So you exit the stream. You do look down, and you
Holy
see,
shit, really?
Did you predict that?
I mean,
You
most of
see-
us here have been to Sako,
Yeah.
so leeches are just a part of it.
Right.
And how gross it is to be like, this is a great sunny day of hanging out and drinking. What's this mud? Oh, it's a leech.
I'm gonna have you roll an investigation check as you look down and can see that there are these little black.
I think it's a flat 13.
Okay.
That's enough to check your shorts.
I want to check what's under the shorts.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm just trying to be polite here.
All my nooks and crannies.
That's where they like to
Places
go.
they could hide.
Again, Ed Regis. We were just talking about that when he was talking about the construction guy had to get way in there.
Cryon looks down and begins like pulling off. He says, "Everyone, stop! Check yourselves. Those of you who were up on the horse, you don't need to, but
As the horse will
uh,
reject me.
who's gonna check? Who's gonna check?
Kyle.
All right, roll an investigation check.
Don't get fresh. Thanks.
Ooh.
Thanks.
Yeah, Kai doesn't do a very good job with a 5.
5.
Oh, he pulled
He
a...
wasn't fresh enough.
They pulled a, you got this all day, kid. Sorry.
Eldon,
Your tail light is now broken.
you
It's okay.
lose 1 hit die
Oh.
as you are not able to find all of the leeches.
Oh.
One was in a cranny.
I should have made.
Alright,
The funny thing is, in real life, parasites bog me.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So like
Anything that sucks. But I got
You've-
Lyme disease by a tick a few years ago. So like, I just have this like it's not like one of those lines or veils or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's fine. It's just one of those like, oh, I feel it out as you're talking about it.
you feel like you got it, but over the course of the next like couple of hours, you're just not feeling like. And then eventually, you like find a couple more
Oh.
that you need to pull off.
They're
You
like the
lose
size of
2 hit
banana.
die.
They're
Two
like
hit
black
dice.
bananas now. Like just how they get all fat. You ever see
How Rambo cuts him off.
Yeah.
You ever see
Rambo too.
yeah, I was gonna say, you ever see a leech that gets fucking.
Yeah.
Turn it down, 'cause I'm on the wrong page.
You rolled a 5. You said. So
Can I also hop off and investigate?
I can only do only the one. Sorry. You also lose a spell slot.
No.
I don't think
The-
I'm carrying you guys through water anymore.
You can choose which one, like whatever levels you've got, you can choose, but you lose a spell slot. But as the hours go, and then at one point, Cryon like comes over and he just like plucks a couple of them off, like you missed some.
They are gross too.
Young
They're
man.
Fat slugs.
Sleeping
All
on the
that
job,
confidence, yeah. All that confidence he was talking about.
We're good. Yeah, all day long, kid.
Dude, you did have it all day long. It's not my fault.
I'm from the city. I'm not used to such things.
All right, so you
I'll be the fat kid. Fine.
you continue. I'm gonna take a quick look at my Yamari map, just to see real fast how far you have to go. Oops, there it is. So this is the Wailing Coast. I just didn't put it up on here. So, you don't know exactly where you are, but you're somewhere around here. So you head through. Each square is a mile, but it's a mile of jungle. So you're continuing on. The stream definitely bugs you out, and then you end up taking, after you get past the stream, between the rest and the and
Where?
somewhere around here in this several mile
Sorry,
area.
to me it looks like a black screen from this angle.
So you take a rest, so you take a short rest at some point in this journey, and then continue going north. One more D8. Let's just go ahead and do one more, just to see.
Your
Did I already
turn.
roll?
Full circle.
I thought I already did.
You did a d6 earlier, but not the d8.
5.
Okay.
5 leeches.
I have 5 fucking leeches on me. Ugh.
As you feel yourselves getting closer to the coast, Cryon keeps saying, letting you know that it's only a little bit further. Eventually, you're kind of chatting quietly amongst yourselves as you go, and as one of you is talking, you suddenly hear. So Ayla, you go like, I think it's just up this way, and then you hear, I think it's just up this way. You look around.
I did not say that twice.
I did not say that twice. I'll have everybody make perception checks.
Everybody hears this, yes?
Everybody hears this, yes.
Just like, can Eldon take his little flute and just play like a...
So 19. 19 plus 3, so 22.
Never mind, I'm overseeing that because I only rolled a 6. I don't know what it is.
I got 22.
Nice.
Hey, was I supposed to roll too?
You only know because you
What
like
was
her
it?
so
An
much.
investigation?
The only thing better
Perception.
for Ayla, the only thing better than one Ayla is two Ayla.
Yeah, that's a
Iolite will be like jealous. She's like, what are you? Come on.
7.
Okay. Who got above a 12?
13.
22.
22.
So you all are kind of like looking around, and then you stop, and yeah, you actually would. You're still a horse, right? Or how long? It's 3 hours, right? We're gonna say.
I think it's only an hour.
I think it's an hour for each one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you would have reverted back at this point.
So we're all just on her back.
She
You
would
just
give
want to
you a
cuddle
little.
at this point. You just want to cuddle.
all piled up on top of Kethra. You stop and turn around, and you see this brownish, bird, standing behind you. It's got like brown feathers, and then these long plume of feathers in the back as a tail. It's just like this long with whites and all of these feathers. Because you like birds, make a nature check.
To Cassowary, roll initiative.
Is it nature? I don't think I actually have anything for nature. 4.
You have never seen this bird before. And this is what it looks like.
Is it a big old fat kiwi bird?
Picturing the bird from Up.
Oh, yeah.
That's,
Bird.
thought it was gonna let me drag this away, but it's not.
Okay.
This crazy looking bird is just
It's invisible.
standing
There.
behind
Oh, gee.
you.
Oh. Oh.
And as you turn and look at it, and are kind of like, what is that? You hear it go, what is that?
How big is it?
It is, how big is this bird?
Is it edible?
It's large.
Does it taste like chicken?
Let me see, how big is it?
Have you seen those
It is
birds?
a large bird.
Is like a turkey?
80, so about 30 inches.
I thought you were going to say 80 pounds.
me
I was
too.
like,
I'm
that
like,
is
that-
not just a
Oh, 80
bird.
It's a ground-based bird.
That is a huge bird.
It's about like 33-ish inches tall.
Still
Wow, a
pretty
big turkey.
Yeah. So you turn and it's just following you.
And I've never seen this before.
No, I guess you would have. As you turn and look, so you being the bird enthusiast, you look and it's like, oh, this is a new.
I like how I played a little flute at a bird a couple times, and now I'm the bird man.
The bird flew to you.
Hey, the bird guy.
everything.
The bird
bird guy.
flautist.
You know that this is a lyre bird.
A liar, like
Bird.
as
Like
in
a
it's
liar.
a lying son of a bitch
No.
bird.
No,
Like a
instrument.
lyre.
Like the instrument?
Is that
the
the kind in real life that,
Mimics.
yeah, but if you're walking ever through a jungle and you hear the sound of a chainsaw, there's a bird that can copy like any sound. It does it'll do like ringtones on your cell phone like perfectly. Some people have gotten like lost in the woods and they get pulled deeper in because they hear that like wah, and they think that there's people, like I said, like with a chainsaw, like truckers or some loggers. And they get even more lost. It's a fucking bird.
Yeah, this bird is actually, in real life, the lyre bird is native to Australia. But it is a ground-dwelling bird, and it
Don't eat it.
mimics.
It's got to be poison if it's from Australia.
It mimics natural and artificial sounds. So it's just kind of following you as you stop. It just stops.
It's not dangerous.
Not as far as I can tell.
Oh, I don't think it is a danger to us.
No, I don't think it's a
It-
danger to us.
It will be
It will
irritating.
be irritating.
Nyx is gonna start meowing at it to see if it'll mimic it.
Mimics your laugh.
Did it mimic his bird flute?
It did.
Good. It might
Good.
give us
It might give us
early warning,
warning
of something, approaching, perhaps.
perhaps.
Maybe. Still hurt me. It's got highly attuned senses.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this how a
This is
DM tries
how
to
a
get
DM
you out of
tries
quit a game?
Are you doing anything with this bird?
Erdnot would want to eat it.
I was
But
gonna
he
say-
doesn't exist in this world.
No, it does not.
No, the way I see it, it is an early warning defense system.
Theratur's probably gonna go investigate it since he's never seen one of these.
Okay.
Not just like
Hops over, gets up in front of this bird. It does back away, so it won't let you get too close. And they kind of end up in this go-round of like, hello. I'm Theratrix. And it's just this kind of back and forth
no,
thing.
you're not. That's me.
You all continue on. This bird follows you as you go.
Nice.
Every word you say, it repeats those words.
What if like multiple people are talking?
It chooses one. Even noises that you hear out there, it hears like the slicing of your machetes that you were given by
Slice.
It mimics that. All of the sounds. It just continues mimicking as you go.
Stub your toe. Ah, fuck.
It sounds just like you when it mimics you.
Have you seen one of these before, Cryon?
He looks at you and just nods. Just continues on.
Walking on.
Okay.
I want to go back and walk next to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean over to it and say, "Hey, Eldon, you stink."
Hey, Eldon, you stink.
That's hurtful. Eldon's like,
I'm gonna cry.
Wait, did he hear her whisper into it, or does he just think the bird said it?
the bird.
No, the bird just, well, I don't know. The bird just. You
The
hear
goal was
bird.
for just the bird to be
The bird just
Heard.
yells it.
"You stink."
It even points at
Wait,
him.
who's Eldon? Eldon! Hey, Eldon! Eldon, you stink!
I guess if I whispered it, it would probably also whisper it. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Oh wait,
Whisper.
does it say it in your exact
It
copy of
says
your
it
voice?
exactly how you kind of said it. So if you whisper it, it's just going to whisper it back to you.
Okay, and then I said it loud.
Okay.
But I just did because I think it's funny.
Eldon's gonna like roll his eyes. Very funny.
You see Cryon like up ahead. He just kind of like chuckles a little bit, not necessarily because like it's funny, but because you guys are just. He's like babysitting right now.
So you're coming with us?
So you're coming with us?
Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to do a burp from like Barney from The Simpsons. But make it come out from behind the bird.
So it goes. And it follows that.
Eldon's gonna cast minor illusion for a whisper, just
Okay.
in her ear alone, saying, "I do not smell." You hear the smile in his voice. But it's literally just only in her ear. I don't think the bird would actually hear it. You can range it from a whisper to like a scream.
Okay.
You just hear her giggle.
After another few minutes, you walking next to it, you see it just kind of like goes off into the jungle. Just No goodbye or anything. Just
It just got bored with us and wanted to
Imagine
goes
if
away.
it did. It just stopped and nobody said anything.
yo,
and just
thanks
went,
for the walk.
Bye.
Farewell, my
You can
friends.
actually talk this whole time by yourself.
And you continue on.
I feel like this was a video game would get some sort of bonus points for not killing it.
The liar bird is just like, the liar bird will remember this.
Yeah.
It just goes off.
About a minute later, as you're walking there,
There's two
it
of
comes right
Oh
back.
no.
Oh,
And in its mouth is a little packet.
a packet?
A little packet.
Is more drugs.
Brooks.
This is cocaine. This is cocaine.
You owe me money.
And then it just drops it
Oh,
right at your feet, and then turns around and walks back into the jungle.
thanks.
It's the
Bye.
good shit.
All right, I'll pick it
The
up.
good
and
kush.
inspect it.
So you pick up this little packet, and
I call this one the flight of the flightless bird.
Flightless bird, but this will put you on the fucking moon.
kind of like kind of put, like squeeze it so it opens up. It's like a little paper packet, kind of. And inside of it, you can see dust.
Why do we keep finding drugs?
You want to buy some death sticks?
But kind of looking at it, let me think if this is something that you would.
It is cocaine.
say-
It's just like.
Iolite's gonna start the Yamari Dare program.
I'm gonna say both of my druids. Why don't you make Arcana checks as you Kethra comes over
Sniffing a little.
The thing for the next 2 days is to come up with a new
15?
acronym for DARE that pertains to this
10.
game.
You recognize this from, not from your home, but from your time in Aurorhast. Kind of scoping out the different components shops, and maybe didn't have money necessarily to get this kind of stuff, but this is called Dust of Dryness.
Ooh, that sounds like a problem.
And
Yeah, it does.
roll a d4.
A D4.
Sorry, a d6.
A D6. 2.
Okay. You can tell that there's about 6 pinches of dust in here, and what you can do mechanically as an action, you can sprinkle a pinch of it over water, and the dust turns a 15-foot cube into a marble-sized pellet
Of water.
of it's like a marble. It floats or rests where the dust was sprinkled, so it's just kind of absorbs it and goes here. You can hold the pellet. If you place it somewhere and then smash it, all of that water comes all out all at once.
Oh.
What if
like
you
an Orbeez.
what if you throw it?
Don't swallow it.
Can you use it to throw at something and have them basically get hit with 15 cubic feet of water? Or throw it into a handful of them in a room?
So it says,
really
yeah,
have to
I would say you can use your action to smash the pellet against a hard surface, causing the pellet to shatter and release the water. So you can throw it, and as long as it hits a hard surface, it's going to explode. Also keep in mind, though, you keep a bunch of it on you if you fall, or there could be, it's a little
The
about
little
a
marbles
marble
get smoked.
full of 15 cubic feet of.
This is really interesting. So if there's fish or something in this 15 cubic feet, do they get condensed into
no,
the?
no, just the
Oh,
water.
that
The
would
fish
be-
are
that would
flopping
be
where the
funny.
water used to
Because
be.
if you throw
Yeah, no,
if
you're
you
fish.
do it in the ocean, you get a little shark,
Yeah.
and then you throw it at somebody.
Oh, I just think
Yeah,
it's
no,
cool
no.
to be in a room, have people in a room, you just poking through the door and just whip a handful
A
of those.
fucking fish bomb.
You said there's
Water balloons.
6 uses?
Six
Seawater
uses.
balloons.
Those water balloons.
So I saw this episode of the original series Star Trek when the Kelvins take over the Enterprise and they turn the crew into little friggin' dry cubes.
So, you got a little dust of dryness.
Sweet. That's pretty cool.
Just my
Thanks,
stuff.
bird.
Sorry, the doctor said I have dust of dryness.
So you, thank the bird. Bird thanks you back, and you continue
Bird is
on.
like,
Eventually, hearing the sounds of the ocean as you step out. It's not quite a beach, but it's very sandy as you emerge from the jungle at the Wailing Coast. You get there. It's probably a little bit past noon at this point, like afternoon. The sun's. Let's see. How is the weather? The fuck? I can't find my dice. Who wants to roll me a D100? I don't know why I can't find all my stuff.
Oh, I saw you look at me, Pat. Don't.
Oh, I found it.
Julius.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Can I
Go
have the
ahead.
good one?
The heavy
Which
one's a
one?
good
Big
one.
one?
Or?
You
Do you want
surprise
the
me.
hollow?
Surprise me.
That one's cursed. 'Cause
That
of
one's
me,
cursed?
So use that one. I know it's kind of tough. Like you gotta like.
84, is it?
I think it's
Add
yeah,
it
it's
to
84.
bonus to your backpack. Awesome.
Thank you.
What was it?
84.
84. That's something happens with that. So you emerge out onto the. Okay. As you emerge out from the jungle, immediately you're kind of like hit with this high wind, which makes perfect sense. As you come out there, the surf is very rough. Out in front of you, you just see like jagged rocks out in the waters. You can see like the cliff faces off to your left. And more towards the west, and then to the east it just kind of disappears into more jungle as you go, but in front of you is just a very, very violently rough waters, lots of, as I mentioned, jagged rocks, black rocks that are kind of like the volcanic chunks that have hardened long time ago. The sea is really dark over here, and as you stand there looking and the wind is like whipping through all of your hair and pushing your clothes around, it is still warm. The suns are very high in the sky, and it's uncomfortable as you stepping out onto the sand. Very beautiful, like white sands. And immediately you can see. It's been a few days, it's been sandy. Make a perception check. We'll say everybody make a perception check.
21.
Okay.
21 also. Thanks, dude.
All right.
17.
Love having a +2 to perception and stuff now.
Okay.
I had a nat one, but a total of 5.
Okay. So,
It's because of Theratrix. He's doing circles around you. he's distracting you.
Like poking at it.
You said he smelled. You said he smelled.
So Eldon and Ayla, especially Ayla, you keeping like a very sharp eye out for anything, as this is personal. You notice among the jagged rocks and all of the waves crashing, you immediately see washed up on the beach in front of you a body.
Oh.
And beyond that is what appears to be the wreckage of a rowboat. So there's broken bits of wood, some of which have washed up on the shore next to this body. The beach length is pretty decent, like it's probably a good 40 feet or so.
Those water marbles.
Sorry. Probably a good 40 feet till you actually start reaching the water, and then it's like another, depends, like it comes up and then it pulls back. And the body is just kind of, getting pulled back, but it's been resting like face down on the beach.
I will go over to it, hold my stomach, and flip it over to see who or what it is.
Eldon's gonna stay. Since he saw her, he's gonna stay real close to her.
with an arrow ready. Just
Yeah, I have a.
We've
I have
seen-
my
Never know.
dagger out.
We've seen weird shit.
I'm gonna
If you said his face
gonna
exploded,
stab it and it starts talking to me.
Yeah.
Tentacles.
So how are you flipping it? Are you flipping it with your hand, like you're touching this dead body, or what are you doing? What are your thoughts?
If
Yeah, fuck it. We're here.
I was gonna say, if you're squeamish, Eldon will just kick him over.
You're like.
Okay. So you flip over this, what you see to be a human male. He is bloated. Like there's some noises that come from flipping this guy over, even on the sand.
Was that The Simpsons? Yeah.
No, it was Bender when he wished
Oh.
to be a
He's
real
dead.
human.
No, that's just the noise in the fat folds.
Yes, the air escaping his fat folds.
So you you flip him over, and he's been there.
Oh, what is he wearing? Is it recognizable?
He's wearing his clothes are pretty tattered at this point. Some of them have been ripped. It's clear that so there's a difference between, and maybe this is just because we've all watched too many real crime shows, but there's a difference between wounds that happened after you're dead and wounds that happened before.
Post-mortem scavenging.
And so you can
How many
see,
crabs came out of his wounds?
you can see that he appears to have been putting two and two together. The wreckage over there that's like kind of busting between rocks and keeps the boat, half of the boat that's still even visible, that keeps getting like pushed a little bit out and then in. He didn't make it. Whether it was on the way out or on the way in, he came from there and he got busted up really bad.
How far out is the wreckage and the boxes and stuff? Whatever it was?
So it is another probably 40 to 50 feet out amongst
Okay.
jagged rocks and
Alright. And is the wind like so much that Theratrix can't glide or fly at all, or is it enough like a seagull at the beach, how they can just kind of like do that like?
I would say the latter. It's a pretty high wind.
So he can just kind of like float on it.
Yeah.
So can he like check out he has a speed of 40 feet, so could he glide on that to go kind of go check out and see if there's anything?
Yeah, he can. He kind of not getting too far, I would say, in case there's a sudden hit and he would go down into the water, but like kind of hovering over where the rocks are. What he can see is more of the wreckage that appears to be from this rowboat. There is an oar and a lot of splintered wood. There is also, but in an area that it seems is a little bit difficult to get to, a glint of maybe a sword in the rocks near where the boat is. Probably too treacherous to go actually retrieve it, but there's a glint of a weapon there. He's wearing tattered clothing. You look up and down, make an investigation check.
15.
16.
Okay. You check out his clothing and then are like turning over, and when you turn over one of his wrists, you can see what appears to be a tattoo on his wrist. And it is like a dark cloud that is filled in with a single lightning bolt striking down.
Good job, my new queen.
Is his symbol familiar at all?
Yeah, hold up his wrist. Does
Just
this
comes
mean
off.
anything?
Arm falls
Yeah,
off.
Does this
I wanna
mean
be
anything
careful
to
on
anyone?
that he doesn't explode
Because he's all
on you.
bloated. No, you take just the wrist and the skeleton and
Yeah.
it just slips right out.
Does this mean anything to anyone?
I'll have you make a history check.
Where's
Another
all this in
escape.
our
Where'd that go?
dice
You know
trays
what?
today?
I'm gonna do that because that was really bad, and
Oh,
I've
yeah, I
been
forgot
rolling
about
like
that.
crap all day, and that's not much better. A 9.
Okay.
Yeah, we all gotta use these before the session.
Looking at it,
Forgot about it.
nothing about it looks familiar to you. It's a little bit gross because it's been, out here for a little while. If you put everything together, it's probably been, if you're guessing that something happened on the 3rd, it's now been like almost 7 days. Perhaps, if it all went down in a single day.
And how rough is the sea?
It's rough.
Really rough.
It's nobody comes this way for many reasons.
So there's a weapon glinting on a rock.
It's not on a rock. It's in the ocean, kind of close to where amongst the rocks under the water, where the
Is
Like 40 feet out.
yeah.
Is there other like cargo boxes like torn apart and spread about, or just like
No.
it doesn't look like there's anything else on there?
No, interestingly, I mean, you do, or Theratrix does see older evidence of folks who maybe have tried to come this way. Like the rocks go out really far, and the reefs. Like if he were to keep going, it would get dangerous for him to keep going. But you would eventually come to like the coral reef. Like the whole area is way too dangerous to be making this kind of trip. Arguably, you would imagine that someone would only do this if they had some kind of magical help to get to the shore. But the weapon that he can see from up above is in the rocks.
Is it considered high or low tide right now?
It is going out.
If the tide lowers.
Can I conceivably hop on rocks to get 10 feet out?
Get out, like out into the water?
Unless I can go 10 feet without like being shred apart into the surf.
You can go. The dangerous part of the rocks starts almost immediately. Like you can go out, but you'd be immediately.
Well, are there
Dangerous.
rocks that I could like kind of like step on and then get 10 feet out standing on sturdy rocks?
You
like
definitely
almost
can.
like jetty like.
Yes, you definitely can, but there are active waves crashing on those rocks, so you would be making some checks for me.
I could probably get that thing.
We can tie a rope to you. I don't want you to get.
I just need to get out 10 more feet.
Still tie a rope to you.
I'm going to just I'm gonna like
Before she goes, he's tying a rope to you.
rock hop.
However you tied it, I'm tying it like two
maybe
more
I'm
knots.
picturing. I'm picturing because if it's the way I'm picturing, like, the more like the rocky coastline, but there's always like a pile of kind of rocks that are close to the shore and then start spreading out. Is that kind of how it is?
It is, but that's you're still in a safer spot there. It's like further.
That's I want to be in the safe spot.
But what I mean is like, so you get out to that point, it's about 40 feet of the danger from there. So like you can get your safe spot, it's 40 feet of rock in.
So it's
You would have to go into the danger in order to get within 30 feet, if that's what you're trying to do.
okay. I thought if I was 10 feet, it was still safe.
I thought it was
No.
40 feet from the edge
40
line,
feet
too.
from the edge.
It's-
Yeah.
Yes, if you consider those to be the safe rocks.
Would I be able to use mold earth in order to make it a little easier for her to get through the rocks?
Oh, That's badass.
You could.
Didn't even think of that.
What's the range?
30 feet by 5 feet, it says. 30 feet.
Do you have to touch it, or you can be about 30 feet away?
I do not have to touch it.
Okay, yeah, you can.
So I'd like to do it to make it like normal terrain, so it's easier for her to walk
Like
across.
raise them and
Yeah, instead of
extend
making it
them,
harder, it can make it easier for you to go across.
Was it Fantasia? It's just like all of a sudden, like one hand and the other, and it's like steps.
I forgot Druids have earth. Was it? Is it stone shape?
Mold earth.
Mold earth, and sometimes you have like water. When I was
What is it? Shape water?
shape water. Yeah, when I was in. Oh my god, Garaxis and a half dragon character. We were like on a boat, and I like used. I think it was shape water.
I think it was
To
control water, because
control
then you
water.
can change the
I
path.
I literally I did like a Moses type.
Like part the Red
I
Sea
moved
Moses?
the whole I think I can't remember how much it is, but it's a lot. It's like 200
That's
cubic
badass.
feet of water. So I just removed it. And, so in the fucking ocean. I can't remember exactly what we did. You were the DM.
it was the water ghosts that were possessing
Yeah.
the various crew members.
I
and
think I
stuff.
went to the side of waterbend. It was just shoved the fucking ocean over a few hundred feet. I was like, oh.
So what I will say, because it says you target an area of loose earth.
Sand is loose earth.
Sand is
Rocks or earth?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that the sand you can't move, because the sand is different. Earth, they're talking about dirt.
Sand is little.
Sand is
But-
broken rocks.
The rocks, you could kind of, this is a cantrip, so you can kind of push some of them away to make it easier. You wouldn't be able to lift one and throw it or anything, but you could kind of make them move enough, and it will take a little while. Again, because it's a cantrip. She can make you a path so that you can walk a little bit further in. You start to get to the very heavy and dense rocks still. So what she can do is eliminate the somewhat danger up to the point where you don't have to worry about the danger of that 10 feet until you reach the 40 feet area. You're still 40 feet away. It is treacherous danger coming back and forth, but you don't have to be standing on top of these other rocks to try to hold on to see if you can get further. So you're waist deep in water, if you want to be, or on top of these rocks, we'll say.
Okay.
And they're more lined up.
But I still need 10 more feet.
You'd still need 10 more feet to get to the 40.
If I went with her, would that help at all?
All
It's
for
that-
one sword that I don't
I
even
know.
This
It's
dude died for this, man.
Yeah,
We
you
gotta,
gotta know what
it's
it
a
is
clue.
at
It's
this
a
point.
clue.
You gotta try.
Maybe there's a Cloud Thunderbolt logo on the sword, and maybe it can bring him back to life. And it's like, what killed you? It was the Lion Man. We're turning it was you.
It was the water I hit my head on.
It was the liar bird. It was the liar bird the whole time.
Yeah,
It was a lying bird.
The bird is just in the jungle going, excellent.
I would say these rocks and stone are so they're too big for this cantrip.
Gotcha. Worth a shot.
You made it easier. You're out there on the rocks and you don't have to worry about trying to keep yourself on these rocks. But
All right, then I'm gonna hop 10 feet out
okay.
on dangerous rocks.
Ayla, please be careful.
This is what I do always.
Make a dexterity we're going to say a dexterity saving throw as you kind of hop over onto one of the rocks, and then these waves are just crashing. Do I have ocean sounds to make this?
23.
Nice.
Yeah.
You fucking literally dance your way across. Are you even doing it with your little hand? What are they called?
Zill, but that's if I was, they're my spell focus.
You jump onto one of the rocks. There's a big wave that crashes up in front of you. You kind of turn and look back, and you can see all of the waves all around. You look back and everyone's on the beach, like, Cryon is just standing there, like, looking at all of you.
It's like little kids who like lost their ball in their neighbor's yard. Who's gonna go get it?
How far? No, he's gonna step forward, actually. As you are out there on the rocks, you still would have to make another couple of jumps to get close enough. This is incredibly dangerous what you're doing. So he comes over and he actually is going to, you see him reach into his pocket.
He just flies.
Grabs it.
And he actually is going to, let me just double check here. Oh, he can't. He is going to Misty Step. You just see, like, all of you on the beach. There's just, like, he's gone. And then he appears on the rocks next to you. Just, like, in a puff of like, mist and almost, like, glitter star type stardust. And he looks at you and he's like, allow me. And he touches you on the shoulder and you have the ability to fly.
Oh,
10
shit.
Whoa.
Well, thank you.
Quickly.
All right. I am fluttering over because
Do we have an
see.
Ayla kite now? See, we still have a rope.
just because I watched Wakanda Forever yesterday, now I'm picturing little flappies on my ankles. I'm going to go over to where this thing is.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of above and you can see you're catching glimpses almost just of like the glinting of the weapon underneath the waves, and it's embedded down amongst the rocks, and you can see it as the waves kind of like pull back.
And I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to come down, and when like the wave pulls back, it's going to go in to grab it.
Okay.
I
Roll.
think you're flying. This is like Mission Impossible.
So you time it, and then when you see the hand just kind of goes down and pulls out.
So
The
the-
claw.
yeah, it's
And it pulls out this short sword that just pulls it up out of the water, and I assume you go
To
over
me.
to you. Okay. It brings it over to you, and then you
Start like reeling
Reel
around.
around.
Hand lining.
Cryon hops into the water and like wades back towards the beach, and you all
fly as
Go back.
fast as I can back to the beach.
Okay.
This is exhilarating.
Theratrix is gonna like kind of like glide
Next
next to you.
Oh.
I see the enjoyment in this.
So you all reconvene on the beach, several feet away from the dead body,
Land on it.
and you have a short sword in your possession.
What's it look like? What do we?
It's just a regular short.
Yeah, it's like it's just.
Kyle casts Detect Magic. Is the sword magical?
It is not. It's a regular short sword. It is badly rusted. It's been in salt water for several days, and it's not a very well-made sword.
Does it have that same emblem?
What emblem?
The guy's
Oh.
tattoo.
No. It's just, it appears as you turn it over and look at it, like it is almost kind of useless given its state.
Waste of time.
But it is a nondescript sword. Just kind of standard. There are things that you can glean from this, even though it's not something special. The fact that it isn't something special means something. It's not it doesn't look like the, so comparing the dagger that you all found to this sword, it does not have any kind of Summerland or Yamari make to it at all. There does not appear to be anything unique or special about this. It does not appear to be from Emporia
It
or
says made
Prana.
in Indonesia.
It's just a short sword. It doesn't look military grade.
Is there a maker's mark on this one?
Sure. You find one. It's just nothing special.
Nothing familiar.
Nothing
It's
familiar.
not a Nike swoosh.
It's nothing special. Whoever this is, he's either nobody special or trying to present himself as nobody special. And as you all stand, there's a bit of disappointment, but also still an understanding as Cryon, looking at all of you, says, "You've still learned something." And that's where we will end.
Just right the side, just throw it to the sand.
I thought you were hitting the body with it.
No, that's over there.